Do you know which is the toughest pill to swallow? The one that has these words written on it: you could be wrong. Hi, my name is Davinder Singh, also known as Tony, and today I'm going to talk about the fourth stage of relationships. But before I go on, let me share with you that after I made the third video that is about maturity, I got a few messages from people saying, "You're so right. We made wrong choices being in a relationship with a person for the last so many years. We today realize we made a choice in haste. We think we want out." I told them, listen to the fourth one before you decide anything. And before you decide that you want out of a relationship, please listen to these points. Maybe the finger could be pointing at your own self. And I'm not saying you are not in a toxic relationship. Maybe you are and you need to be out of it. But please listen to these 7 points before you go on. Normal problems in relationships, but I want to concentrate whether you have those issues or not. And be honest to yourself. Number one, trust issues. Trust issues that bring about jealousy, insecurity. Because everyone in the relationship does not realize when they became owners of each other. This relationship was supposed to have a sense of belonging, which is right, which is amazing that you belong to each other. But unknowingly, we became the owners of each other. Now, if my man is talking to any girl, I become jealous, or my girl is talking to any man, I become insecure. Why? Because the trust issues are not there anymore. We start checking on each other's phones. We start becoming insecure about them. Each and everything in life becomes so full of negativity. And we wonder why the other person is making me feel so insecure. But actually, the sense of insecurity is coming from within us because we thought we own the other person. We were never supposed to have the sense of ownership. Please let us look into ourselves and tell ourselves, this person is a human being. A wife, a husband comes later. We are not supposed to be their owners. We are supposed to belong to each other. That's point number one. Point number two is unequal intimacy requirements. Being in a relationship, we understand that there are some intimacy requirements of each other. And when you enter into a relationship, that physical part is so amazingly gelling with each other. But after a certain while, because we have trust issues, because we have certain negativity that has come about, we start becoming a little distant. And then we don't feel that intimate towards each other, but the other still requires that. Now, when you start feeling if the other person wants more intimacy with us physically, we start feeling disgusted about it. And we say, this is not right. This is not the only thing which was the requirement in a relationship. I agree. But it was an essential part of the relationship. Now, when the requirements are unequal, it does create a problem. But I have to ask myself, am I the problem there? Number three is lack of quality time together. When you start dating each other, you have so much to share with each other. But after a certain while, you start becoming bored. You come back home, all you do is switch on the television, you want entertainment, and the other can sit around you, watch the same television, but don't talk too much with each other. And now the quality time has lessened, and each one of us starts feeling we have become distant apart. Number four is financial mismanagement. And this happens with most of the people, especially when they start raising a family together. They don't have any problem, but they also don't have an idea about how to manage their finances. In the beginning, their incomes are all right to be able to feed each other. But as kids come in, they have no idea how much expenses accelerate. And their personal requirements haven't gone down. So they mismanage those finances. And then there are troubles, there are fights. And these fights result in them start looking at each other in a very negative way. Number five is playing the blame game. We always look at the other person as being a culprit, as being a person who has gone wrong in a relationship. We only look at the negative inside that person. Whether it's a wife or a husband, we only see ourselves as right. This ego battle only knows how to blame the other. So if you're unhappy inside, and the tendency is for you to always look at the other person to be the culprit of your unhappiness, then perhaps you have fallen into the same blame game. Number six is when you start becoming opposites of each other. Then when you start playing the game of opposing each other all the time, and then every argument you have to win and the other person has to lose. At every instant, you start playing this blame game and the game of defeating the other. And number seven, you pick up your thoughts and say, I'm done. I want out. I want to break this. I can't take this anymore because the other is responsible for this. If you have all these seven red flags, perhaps it is time to take this pill and see if there is your name written on that pill or not. You need to see. Be honest with yourself. One of the most important things being in a relationship is not about the other person, it's about yourself. And before you take any step of breaking a relationship, I would say it's easier to break than to make it work. But if you hang in there and listen to my points further on, you decide later whether you want to walk out of a relationship or not. But whether you are in a relationship for a long time or you're just going to enter a relationship, the following 7 points are going to be helpful for you anyway. As my Darji used to say, when you play a game of chess, when you are stuck, what move to take next? Get up from this and look at the chessboard from a third person's perspective. Because when you are too much into the game, you can never see yourself as wrong. Start looking at it from a third person's perspective. When you start looking at that and you start walking towards Ananda, when you want to long for your beloved and your beloved is inside you, you want to be in a relationship, then these two lines are going to be so magical for all of us, whether we are just starting in a relationship or we have been for a very long time. Listen to these two verses. Our beloved who is inside us is speaking to us. You want to be in a blissful relationship with the Lord inside, the beloved inside, then he says, Aap saware. Go improve yourself. Aap saware, main mila. You will be in union with me only when you improve yourself. Main milya sukh hoye. When you are in union with me, you will always be happy. आप सवारें मैं मिलिया सुख होए फरीदा जे तू मेरा होए रहे सब जग तेरा होए. O Farid, if you are in union with me, if you are blissful from inside, the whole world will be yours. What are the 7 steps you need to take to be in union with the beloved inside? How do you improve yourself? Start focusing on yourself. So, number 1 is start having quality time for yourself. Improve your health. Improve your mind. Physical health, mental health. Get up early in the morning. Start your day with some exercise, meditation, contemplation. Do some yoga, go out for walks, be in the sun. All these are the first step. You must take care of yourself. Forget about blaming the other person who's in a relationship and you blame them for your misery. No, you start focusing on yourself. Number two, start focusing on your work. Whatever work you do, you have a career. Even if you're a housewife, you can start earning money from home nowadays. Online jobs have made life so much easier. Why are you sitting vacant? If you have your children go to school, that's the time you have to concentrate on what productivity you can do. How can you make your life productive? Start concentrating on that. Number three, start learning something new. Set up a goal for yourself. You know, the word occupation is amazing because it occupies you. Otherwise, ville damag, vacant brains, they start thinking of so many stupid things. All these are important things because you start focusing on yourself. You will not have enough time to even blame the other. Your life will become so productive. And that's what I mean by aap savare. Number four, if you have the tendency to snap, you react in anger, or even going into Cold War, you become silent for days or months because you don't know how to react properly. Or I would say, you only react, you don't know how to respond properly. Your relationships have all gone haywire because of this tendency to respond in a very ugly way. Then start focusing on yourself. Start listening to some good talks. Start listening to how to be more meditative, how to be more jovial. Because when you improve your sense of responses with people, you'll be improving yourself, and subsequently your relationships with everyone will improve. Number five, have a sense of independence. This independence means you are very independent inside. But because the other person is also independent, there is an interdependence. You are able to share. Again, as I said, Anand weds Anand. But your Anand is very independent inside. You're fine with yourself. Number six, always have a sense of gratitude. This makes a very big difference. Aap savare wala jada clause hai, in that clause of how to improve yourself, one of the greatest things you have to do is always be grateful. Say it. Somebody has done something nice for you, be grateful. Thank you. You know, these words make a very big difference. And when you say thank you, not only the other person is listening, you are listening too. Your brain is listening to the thanks. When you actually, a lot of people say, yeah, I'm grateful for everything I have. No, say it. Say it, I'm so grateful for these eyes I'm able to see. I'm grateful for the voice I have. I'm able to speak. I'm alive. 1,000,000 people didn't wake up yesterday. I woke up this morning. How can I not be grateful for the moment I wake up? And before you go to sleep, tell yourself, remind yourself of the 3 good things that happened during the day. Sleep with that sense of gratitude. Develop these habits. And last but not the least, number 7 is take some good vitamin. Vitamin B, B plus, be positive. Be positive all the time. Something negative has happened. Somebody has said some nasty thing to you. Never mind. That person is not a negative person. That comment was negative, but that doesn't change the whole person. We normally pick up a negative incident and put the whole blame on this person to say, Bas, I'm done with this person. Be positive about the good things that this person has, life has. If you are a positive person, you will always be able to pick up something positive. You'll be able to see that rose, beautiful, although it has thorns, but your focus will be on the rose. Remember when we go to Gurdwara Sahib, we take Kra Prasad. Even at the end of the wedding, there is Kra Prasad given. Take that message. Never forget that. There is flour which is bland, there is sugar which is sweet in equal amounts of Kra Prasad. When you eat it, tell yourself, life is going to be like that. Challenges are going to be there. Differences are going to be there. What are you going to choose? If you're going to choose only the differences, you're choosing only the thorns. If you choose the similarities, you have chosen how to be positive. If you choose the blessings you have chosen the positive. Learn how to be positive, and that is what the fourth law of Anand Karj is. Har chautri law, man sehj paya, har paya Balram jiyo. Sehjta aa gayi, there is intuitive peace inside. I am one with my beloved, but remember, the steps are important to understand. Being one with your beloved is the step number one is improve yourself. आप सवारें, मैं मिले. मैं मिलिया सुख होए. फरीदा जे तू मेरा होए रहें, सब जग तेरा होए. If you are able to improve yourself, your relationships will always be in Chardi Kala. There will be differences and you will know how to solve the problems. You will not be focusing on problems, you will be focusing on the solutions. I am not here to say you must exist in all toxic relationships. That decision is yours. But before breaking anything, try to give it a shot. Try to make it happen. And here is the journey where it starts, and here is where it ends. Thank you so much for listening, Ji. Apologies for my mistakes. Gurfateh, Sat Sri Akal, Salam, Namaste. Thank you so much. See you again.